Alright class, so we have the courts over here, the pickleballs, and the paddles over there. I first want you to, everyone get a paddle, get a partner, and get a ball. And before you go do that really quick, what I want you to do when you get to a court with your partner is just practice volleying really quick for maybe like a couple minutes. So start off a little close, like let's say I'm here with my imaginary partner over there, we're starting off kind of close, just volleying for maybe like 5 shots each at about this direction, and then move back to the farther end of the court, do that for maybe like 5 shots. And then I'll call when we go into a little game that we play for a couple minutes, okay? So you can head over and start doing that.
Look at your racket.
Alright.
I like that paddle. That's what I said, I need big blue again.
Yeah, it's your paddle.
It's a great part. Right, we're together? Yeah, we got our tail marked down. Oh, I didn't get your paddle. Right? I'm gonna do that lots of it. All right.
There we go.
Ready? Sir. Stay over here. Yeah. It's hard to transition. Get my racket.
Okay, so what you're seeing right now is just the start of the pickleball. Here we're going to be working on changing the direction, the trajectory of the ball as they're playing. But right now this is more of a warm-up where they are going to be striking it closer to the net and striking it farther away from the net. That's what the teacher just presented. Let's see how he develops it.
Play a quick one-on-one game at your courts with your partner. Don't worry about these midlines that I created with the poly spots just yet. You're just going to play a regular game. Whoever has the ball, they're going to start off by serving on one side of the court. The other partner will start off at the other end of the court to receive the ball. When you serve it, it has to cross the court, something like that. If it goes over the net. And then all you're going to do is play a game to 5. First one to 5 wins, okay?
Okay, now it was very short, that's that warm-up. Now it's going to be more of a rally, up to 5 points, a rally 6-point system. The serve is going to be cross-court. That's what we're looking at.
Whenever you get to 5, just stop, hold the ball in your rackets.
5 is actually rather fast, but again, I think that is the idea of crossing it on the serve, alright, is introduced. Let's see what the teacher does. There are poly spots on the floor, marking like the center of the court, so that gives a point of reference of how to cross the pickleball.
Play off the gap. You were back in.
Oh, okay, yeah, you stopped. Ryan, what is your score at?
3-9.
Okay. Play for another minute.
Yeah. Where's the lock? Four. All right.
All right, hold the balls. Come like right here if you're on this side of the net. Come like a little bit in front of me. If you're on that side, you can stay there. Did I just see your racket? Just wanted to point out some things real quick. Similar to in tennis, you don't need to necessarily grip it too hard. You know, hold it like a handshake first of all, and then come up. If you're doing like a forehand, you can tighten your grip as you're hitting it. Doing a backhand, you can tighten your grip as you're hitting it. On the forehand, just think about kind of aiming your opposite shoulder towards your target, stepping with your opposite foot, coming through. Keep your eye on the ball as much as you can, especially when it's about to hit the racket. That'll help give you better contact with the ball. And if you're doing a backhand, you're going to want to step with the same foot, aim with the same shoulder, and just do the same thing with your eyes on the ball, hand-eye coordination. See the ball come into the racket, and then that'll give you the best contact you can. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on being able to hit the ball straight ahead in front of you upon receiving a cross-court shot. Does anybody have any idea what a cross-court shot would look like?
If I shoot from this side, I'm aiming to like that other side, like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
spots over there.
So if I'm on Ryan's side here, and you see there's like a dividing middle line right here, I receive the ball, and upon reception, I hit the ball back over to this side of the court relative to me. That would be a cross-court shot. So, Rinaldi, just send the ball to me real quick over there. So, yeah, so what we're going to do is, upon receiving the ball, this person is going to try to send the ball straight across to the same side of the court. And does anybody know like why you maybe would want to do that? If you're in a game and someone hits the cross court and you want to just try and send it straight ahead.
It forces the opponent to move.
Yeah, it forces them to move, and that's where they aren't at the time. And even if they do get to it, it does make them work a little bit harder. So what we're going to do here is you're going to stay in your partner groups, and all you're going to do is you guys are going to start diagonally across like you would in the game again. And the person with the ball, if it's Rinaldi with the ball again, he's just going to send it across to me. I'm the person that's in focus right now, and I'm just going to try to hit it straight across. And then after that, after it hits straight across, Rinaldi's going to try to get the ball, and then just receive it and stop. And then we're going to keep doing that same sequence over again for about 5 times, and then switch to the other partner, okay? So everyone needs a ball again.
Okay. So as simple as that. There is a, in this case, it's an indoors. You have the line separating. So now the focus of the conditioning will be they're conditioning the ball to come all the way across,
Like that.
all the way across. But when you're getting the ball crossed, what you do is that you want to
Get the ball and then stop and just do it again.
send the ball straight. Why? Because you want to beat your opponent. So it's about changing the direction of the ball just to beat the opponent. The part that I missed was the problem. You know, how is it? Why is it that we're doing? No, he did say it. He did say what's the reason for doing this. So the 5 times, I guess, is the goal of doing this. I don't necessarily know what the goal would be in this case. The tactical goal. Is it going to be like 3 out of 5 times that they're just going to straighten that ball when it comes crossed? I don't know. That part I missed there. And the other part that I missed was in terms of the movement and skills. Well, it's not necessarily in gameplay. It's not necessarily as simple as that. The position of the racket deals a lot. You know, opening the the racket, so you don't receive it cross, but now you're going to receive it at an angle. So now you change the angle of the trajectory of the ball. That is the movement and skill here that needs to be worked on. So perhaps a point there in regards to that aspect of it. Because again, the tendency would be just to keep that racket towards the opponent, but in this case, since you're going to be very explicit about changing it because it's coming across from the court, you need to hold the paddle in a way that is facing now straight in front of you. So that part there is a little bit of a technicality there that you want to do. It deals with the follow through, it deals with the direction of the ball. What the teacher did here was pretty much just say what they have to do, but it didn't get into the movement and skills that actually determine that for the trajectory of the ball.
All right. Now we're gonna go back to playing a one-on-one game, but this time we're gonna make it so that we can make it a little bit more fun. Let's use only 2 courts. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play King of the Hill. If you ever played that. So Dan and Eric, just pick whichever court you want to come to for a second. Actually, no, I understand that. That's fine. All we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game again, one-on-one game, and there's gonna be a stipulation for this game. So if you get a cross-court shot, thank you. So if Ronaldo hit the ball from that side and I get a cross-court shot, the rule is that upon a cross-court shot, I have to try and hit it straight across. I can't hit it back across the same side of the court that I got the ball. That won't count for a point, even if he wasn't able to return it. I have to hit it straight back across. So that's the only kind of
The condition is already set. This is going to be very difficult to do as the game progresses. Very, very hard. The condition is already there, so it's pretty much in this case just to leave them play, but just want them in the play. They do want to straighten that trajectory of that ball, say in the next 3 minutes that we're going to be playing. I want you to at least straighten that ball at least 5 times. That's what you need to do. It's very, very hard for you to stop play. It's not meaningful when you stop play because you didn't change the trajectory of the ball. So a couple of observations. This deals with this condition in this case, but the condition before was very good. So maybe the 1 point here, because you need to understand that in terms of the fluidity of the game, you don't want to stop it because of this restriction. The one before, it was acceptable because again it's just going and stopping. In this case, you're putting them to play, so it's very hard. Either you make some type of restriction on the floor that they have to follow, or you just ask them to perform it a few times as they play. Just an observation there. But yeah, it's very important. To me, the biggest observation here is in movement and skill. What is it that you do with the racket when you're changing the trajectory of the ball? The racket needs to be open as you're receiving it. It has to be open for you to make sure that it goes straight to the other, to your opponent's court, going straight.
More about I know. 4-3 you.
Also, the feedback here is kind of lost. as they play. He stays a little bit quiet, the TV candidate. So just make sure that you continue to encourage them. In this case, it's just that encouragement of what to do, especially when it comes to the paddle. But again, that part was missing in that respect.
Thank you. You got it.
2 more minutes.
Nice shot.
What's the score of this game?
6-4.
Okay.
But you had that, I was not getting there. Oh, that was Trajan, damn it. 5-6. What's our score? Like 4-5.
Ah, full.
Win on the serve. He wasn't getting there either. All night. Sixes. You going straight or? Go straight to the same. Well, I have the ball. That's kind of. Yeah, I got it. I can't do it.
Okay,
Side.
1 more minute. Straight.
We just go until we stop.
Ryan, what's the score of the game? What's the score of the game?
7-5.
See, I'm seeing in my observations here, just to keep it a record here, is that when the ball comes cross court, the player sends it cross court as well. So that's what we wanted to force in this case, not to do that.
So, when we went over the hitting it straight across upon receiving a cross shot, what was in mind? Like why were we doing that? Do you think? Again.
To hit it where they're not.
Yeah. So they're on that side. You receive it across. You want to make them work, right? So even if they're able to get back to the ball and and you have to come receive it again, at least you made them work. And they're expending energy because eventually the more tired they get, then the easier it is to score, right? And it's also where they're not. It's going to be the easiest for you to put yourself in position to score. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thank you.